Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel ACBA Designs. On this tutorials, I'm going to teach you how to make this beautiful palazzo pants and a cape top with side open. Please, let's get started. Great, so these are the materials I'll be needing for my tutorials: ruler, zip, African print, scissors, pins, and then my plain fabric for the palazzo pant. Okay, at this point I will then fold my fabric into two this way. Okay, making sure I fold on the stretchy part. Okay, so the hip measurement of the person is 42. 42 divided by 4 is 10.5 plus 2.5 as allowance, 1.5 as the crotch extension, and then 1 inch as seam allowance, making 2.5. So 10.5 plus 2.5 is 13 inches. Okay, since it's a high waist, I'll then come down 2 inches before starting my trousers. Okay, so from the waist to hip, I'll be using 11 inches since it's a high waist. Okay, so waist to hip 11 inches, or waist to the crotch. Actually, I used 11 inches for the crotch instead, but I don't measure for the hip area. I'll then mark out 2 inches at the crotch area and then 3.5 at the waist area. I added 1 inch to the 2 inches I marked at the crotch area, making 3 inches at the top area. So I'll then connect with my line from the waist to the crotch area and then curve the crotch line. Okay, so the waist measurement for the person is 30. Divided by 4 is 7.5 plus 1 inch, making 8.5. So I marked it and then I connected it to the side of the trousers like this. Okay, so trousers length for my client is 39.5. So let's say 40, but I made it 42 inches, including allowance. Okay, so this is all I have for the front. I'll then connect the points and then cut out to cut the back as well. Great. So after cutting out, I'll then cut out the back area. Okay, so I'm about to cut the back area. I will then bring the front pieces downwards, leaving about 1 inch at the waist area. So I'll extend the crotch area 3 inches, then I'll mark. Okay, I will then connect the front crotch with a straight line upwards like this, and then curve it to meet the back crotch like what I have done. Okay, so when we come to the waist area, I will then raise it up about 1 inch. I'll raise the back up about 1 inch and then connect it to the side of the front like what I have done. Great. I'll extend the crotch area down to the thigh and then to the hem of the front trousers, leaving about 1.5 inch interval. Okay, so this is all I'll be having for the back. I will then cut out and then work on the top. I then marked out the wrong sides. Okay, so this is the back pieces. I will then open the back, making sure the right side faces me. Then I'll place the right side of the front onto it this way, making sure it meets perfectly. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Go ahead and sew half an inch or 3/4 inch downwards. This is what I have after sewing the side. I'll then open it and then place it, making sure right side faces. The next thing to do is to shape it according to the person's measurements. Okay, so since it's a stretchy fabric, I'll be reducing it by some inches. So this is the front. For the front, I will just mark 1 inch. That's for the front area. Then I'll extend it to the crotch line like this. Okay, afterwards, the waist measurement for the person is 30 minus 2 inches will be 28. So 28 divided by 2 is 14. So I have marked the 14. I subtracted 2 inches because the fabric is stretchy. Okay, and then the hip area is 42 minus 2 inches 40. Okay, so I'll have 20 inches. That is what I have marked. I will then connect it with a ruler. Great, so this is what I have after connecting with a ruler. I will then go ahead and then indicate my zip extension about 12 inches down. So I'll be sewing from where the 12 inches is marked downwards to the crotch and then the front area as well. Great, see, this is what I have after sewing along. The next thing to do is to open up and then sew the down part of the trousers. But before sewing, I will then measure around tie. The around tie for my client is 24. Okay, so I subtracted about 1 inch from the 24, making 23. So I'll be having 11.5. Okay, so this is 11.5 marked. So this is where the 11.5 ends. I'll go ahead and then sew along to the hem of the trousers and then all the way to the other side of the trousers as well. Great, this is what I have after sewing. The next thing to do is to go ahead and then finish the hem area and then the waist area by double folding the edge and then stitching. I'll then go ahead and then fix my zip as well. Okay, I'll double fold the waist area too and then stitch all along. Great, so this is it. I'll go ahead and then fix the zip. The next thing to do is to cut out the top. So this is my 1 yard of African print. I'll then place it, fold it into 4 like this. Okay, so at this point I'll be using a cross back to cut out the top. Okay, so across back for my client is 15 inches. Okay, but I made it 16 inches. From shoulder to waist is 16 inches. Then I added 10 inches to it, making 26 inches for full length of dress plus 2 inches allowance, making 28. So in all I marked 28 inches. This is my 28 inches. Okay, so the neck area I used 3 by 3 inches, but I'll be extending it. Okay, and then the shoulder line, I marked 5 inches for the shoulder line. Okay. So in all, I had 16 inches. Neckline 3 inches, and then shoulder line 5 inches. That is 8 inches. So across back, I use 16 inches. Okay, so I'll be extending the neckline. I extended it about 2 inches. So I came forward to closer to the armhole area. I marked 2 inches. Then I brought it down about 1 inch, and then I cut out. Okay, I'll then cut out where the top also ends. Then I'll be cutting out the side as well. I'll cut out straight. I added about 1 inch to the side to enable me use that 1 inch to finish the side. I'll then slope the shoulder line. Great. I'll then open up the top. So this is what I have. I'll mark out the wrong side. Okay, so the next thing to do is to go ahead and then bind the neckline with my bias. I'll bind the neckline, both the front and then the back, with my bias, and then sew 1/2 inch at the shoulder line. Okay, so this is what I have after finishing with my bias and then stitching the shoulder line. I'll go ahead and then double fold all the 4 edges and then stitch on it. I'm about to cut the belt for the top. Okay, I used the wideness for the belt. I used 3 inches. Basically, allowance has been added. Okay, and then the length of the belt, how long the belt is like half of 1 yard. That is 18 inches. I'll be cutting 4 of that. So I cut out the first one on fold. I'll then divide it into 2. I'll then cut another 2. So this is what I'll do. I'll fold it into 2 and then stitch on it. Afterwards, I'll turn to the right side. Great. I'll then measure from the shoulder to the under bust. I used 15 inches, but later on I realized it was too low, so I brought it back to 14 inches. So please, you can measure your under bust from shoulder to under bust, then you place your belt. So this is the belt. I'll then go ahead and fold in the open edges or the unfinished edges of the belt this way, and then place it at the wrong side of the dress. Afterwards, I'll top stitch on it to secure it. I'll be doing it at all the 4 sizes. Great. This is what I have after inserting the belt or fixing the belt and then fixing the zip as well. Thank you all for watching my videos. See you all in our next video. Bye.